Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Miss Hillary and I'm your host. This is your teacher, Miss Cartessa. Today we will learn about how farmers care for animals on the farm.
Today's lesson is titled, Old McDonald Has a Farm. I can't wait to see what's happening on the farm. By the end of today's lesson, we will be able to describe a farm and the farmer's job, identify animals on the farm and the sounds they make, identify buildings, machines, and tools found on the farm. Let's get started. Have you ever heard the song, Old MacDonald Had a Farm? It goes like this. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Now, over the next several days, we will be listening to read-alouds about farms. We will learn why they are important, what animals live on the farm, and learn about crops that are grown on the farm, such as corn and wheat. So let's talk about what we know already about farms. Think about the animals that live on the farm, such as cows, sheep, pigs, the plants grown on the farm, such as vegetables, the sounds on the farm, such as the tractor running and the sounds that the animals make. Here is our KWL chart, which stands for what we know, what we wonder, and what we learn. Let's talk about what we know and wonder about farms. Miss Hillary will help us by telling us some things she knows about farms.
I know that farms have animals.
That's right. Farms have animals.
And farms also have plants.
That's right. Farms have plants. We know that.
And I know farms have buildings like
They do.
barns.
They do. Farms have buildings. Now let's talk about what we wonder. Miss Hillary, what do you wonder about farms?
I'm wondering what's inside of the barn.
Good. What is in that barn? Good question.
And I'm wondering, what does the farmer feed the animals?
Good. What does he feed the animals?
And lastly, where do the animals sleep at night?
Another great question. Good. Now that we talked about what we know and wonder, let's go ahead to the read aloud. Since we cannot go on a farm today, let's use our imagination as we listen to the read aloud. Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm Old MacDonald and I have a farm. You already know that because my farm is one of the most well-known farms around. My farm is famous because a few years back, someone decided to make a song about it. The song is all about the animals on my farm and the noises they make. It's true, my farm is a rather noisy place. I have several different kinds of animals here, and each animal makes a different kind of sound. Here are a few farm animals I take care of on my farm. Do you know the sound each animal makes? We have moos, oinks, clucks, and baas, just to name a few. We also have woofs. This is my dog Bingo. There's a song about him too. Maybe you know it. It sounds a little like the song someone wrote about me. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name-o. Bingo helps me here on the farm. Mostly, he keeps me company while I'm out working. But sometimes Bingo helps in other ways. For example, yesterday I accidentally left a gate open and my sheep got out. Bingo chased the sheep back inside the fence. As a farmer, I have many important jobs to do here on the farm, and it is hard to say whether one job is more important than the other. However, if you were able to ask my farm animals, they would tell you that taking care of them is the most important thing I do. After all, farm animals don't take care of themselves. The cows, chickens, pigs, and sheep need a farmer to give them food, water, and shelter because as farm animals, they were not born to live on their own in nature. They need help. Excuse me while I use my pitchfork to pitch a little hay to one of my cows. She's hungry, as always. This is my barn. Sometimes, especially when it's cold or rainy outside, I bring my farm animals into the barn for shelter. I also keep my tools and other equipment in the barn. As you can see, I have lots of tools and equipment. There are many jobs to do here on the farm, and each job requires its own tool. I keep hay for the animals up there in the hay loft, and that's my tractor over there. I love to ride through my fields on my tractor. Let's take a ride. I grow most of the farm's animals' food right here on the farm. On my farm, there are pastures full of green grass for the cows and sheep. I also plant and harvest crops of corn and wheat out in the fields. I feed most of these crops to my animals. Farm animals are big eaters, so I need to be sure to have plenty of feed on hand to keep them healthy and happy. I store extra feed for the animals in my silo. A silo is like a giant can. This silo is full of dried corn, which I will use to make feed for my cows in the winter when there is less grass for them to eat out in the pasture. By the way, this is my wife, Mrs. McDonald. I have 3 children too. Their names are Delilah, Sadie, and John. You can see our farmhouse in the background. This farm would not run smoothly without Mrs. McDonald and the children. It takes a whole family to run this farm. You might be surprised to learn that our farm is actually very small compared to some. Sure, we have many different types of animals, and we grow and harvest several different crops, but we don't have nearly as much land as as the other farms I will show you. Farms are very important. Most of the food we eat, from hamburgers to carrots to French fries, gets its start on a farm. Many kinds of fruits and vegetables come from farms. We also get milk, cheese, ice cream, and eggs from farms. Which of these foods do you like to eat? Bread, cakes, cereal, and crackers don't come straight from farms. There are no farms with cookie trees or bread bushes, but the things you need to make bread and other foods come from farms. All kinds of meats come from farms too. Well, I have plenty of work to do today. I need to feed the rest of the animals and water the crops. First, however, I'm going to fix the latch on this gate so the sheep doesn't get out again. As soon as I finish my work, I promise to take you on a tour to see some other farms and learn about farming and farm animals. Good. Now I'm going to ask you some comprehension questions. What animals does the old McDonald have on the farm?
He has cows, chickens, sheep, pigs, and even dogs.
Good. That's right. What sound does each of the animals make?
The cow says moo, pigs say oink, chickens say cluck cluck, and sheep says baa, and dogs say woof woof.
Very good. All right, what are 3 ways that old MacDonald takes care of animals on the farm?
He gives them water, he feeds them, and he gives them shelter.
Very good, very good. All right. What is this a picture of?
A barn, inside of a barn.
That's right. What do you think, what tools do you see inside of the barn?
I see a tractor and a pitchfork.
Very good, very good. Okay. Now let's think pair share. You may find a partner for this activity. I'm going to ask a question, give you a minute to think about it, then I want you to turn to your partner and discuss the question. Would you like to live on the farm? Why or why not? Share your answer and take turns listening to each other answer the question. Miss Hillary, would you like to live on the farm?
I would like to live on a farm because I really love animals.
Good. I would like to live on the farm because I like to ride on the big tractor. Good. All right, now you share. Okay, good. Now, wow, we have learned so much about farms today. All right, but when we were reading, I heard old McDonald say, "I keep tools and equipment in the barn." Say the word tools with me.
Tools.
Tools. Very good. Tools are important things that help us do a job. A computer is an important tool for me as a teacher. Are there tools that help you do a job? If there are, tell me about it. Try to use the word tools when you tell me about it. Miss Hillary, can you give us an example?
I use my phone as a tool to call someone on the phone.
Very good. All right. What was the word we just discussed?
Tools.
Tools. Very good. Now let's do a making choices activity, okay? I'm going to name a tool and I want you to give a job for that tool. All right? Use the word tool when you tell me about it. You ready?
Yes.
Toothbrushes are tools that
Toothbrushes are tools that help you clean your teeth.
Good. Spoons are tools that
Spoons are tools that help you eat things like ice cream.
Awesome. Crayons and markers are tools that
Crayons and markers are tools that help us draw and write.
Good. Combs are tools that
Combs are tools that help us brush our hair.
Okay. And last, scissors are tools that
Scissors are tools that help us cut things like paper.
Awesome. Good job. Now let's talk about what we learned today about farms. Miss Hillary, can you help us talk about what we learned today?
Sure. One thing that I learned today is that the barn is used for shelter and to store tools and hay.
Very good. The barn is used for shelter and to store tools and hay.
I also learned that the animals are fed crops from the farm.
They are. Very good. What else did we learn today?
I learned that the farmer uses tools like a pitchfork, a silo, and a tractor to do work.
Awesome. Those were tools we talked about today.
And lastly, I learned that cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, and dogs are all animals that live on a farm.
Very good. Very good. Good. We learned so much today.
Thank you for joining us today. All rights and credits from the lesson belong to Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these materials.
Use what you learned today. Go and tell someone all about farms. If you are interested in reading more about farms, please check out these books from your local library or online. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.